right, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Intern Podcast. I am Cade McConnell. My learning challenge for HOD Capstone was learning Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software. I picked this because it really ties in well with what I'm doing around the office here at Bussin' with the Boys, which is my site in Nashville. I think it's something that I needed to learn at some point just to have it as a skill. And something that I can definitely keep in my back pocket, for the rest of my life. We'll get to that for a little later. So speaking of who I'm bringing on, Intern Podcast, we might have a little bit of news later on in the podcast when it comes to the intern part, but the fellow interns and also our supervisor and head mentor, his name is Jared Demon. So I'm going to be bringing them on. We're going to talk a little bit about my learning challenge. Might just chop it up. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Trust me, we're just getting started.
All right, so the first thing up we have is we're going to introduce ourselves. I've already introduced myself. The guests are going to introduce themselves, and then we'll get into the content a little bit. So we can start over here first.
What's up, you guys? My name is Jared Beeman. I'm a producer here at Bussin' with the Boys, and as of this summer, I was the head of the internship program. So I found all these boys that you're about to meet. I interviewed all of them. We hired them this summer, and they've been great interns. But, yeah, I had two shows here. I do The Locker Room and a show called which is our sports gambling show. I do our live streams. I guess I do three things because then I do this new show called Rearview Mirror, which is like a documentary series, which is, as the topic of the show would refer to, heavily using Premiere Pro, which is my favorite thing ever. And I cannot wait to dive into today with you, Cade. Cheese.
My name is Carson Edelman, a.k.a. Cheese. I'm another one of the interns. I'm from Kansas City, moved down here for the internship, and we've been having a blast. So that's a little bit about me.
Let's go.
My name is Jack Hanning, a.k.a. Chef. I am from the Nashville area, just graduated from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. During this internship, I helped produce For the Dads podcast with Will Compton and Sherman Young. It is a dad variety show about two fathers just trying to make it with little kids. And I have used Premiere Pro a lot. It's an awesome program that sometimes makes me really happy and sometimes makes me throw a head through a wall, so I can't wait to talk about it.
What's up? My name is Matt Malone. Don't have a nickname yet. Ferda, I guess. They call me Ferda. Went to University of Tennessee with Jack. But yeah, I do socials, help with socials and editing anything we need and help shooting kind of any kind of content we need for Bussin'. So, yeah.
So after that, I just kind of want to do two things. Mainly, first of all, this is a Vanderbilt podcast, Vanderbilt Commodore podcast.
Yeah.
So
Go Vols.
They're just opinions.
Vols.
Okay, we are not representing anything to do with Tennessee, especially Tennessee football. Okay, next. You can cut their mics. So I've also mentioned in class, like after these introductions, I've mentioned this many times in class, like this literally does not feel like a job at all. This internship has felt like, I just get to come hang out with the fellas. And also mentioned in class, I do play football at Vanderbilt, and it's just like, it's been such an escape. Like, I get up early and, just get destroyed in the morning, and then I get to come here and just hang out. And it's obviously I leave after, but it's been really good. And, love these guys like brothers, got family for life from this. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. That's first and foremost.
Let's go.
Real spiel.
You are selling yourself short a little bit. He does. I mean, he enjoys it. Cade enjoys this. I don't know who's going to be consuming this podcast, whether it's your teacher or your classmates, but I'll just quickly say to Cade, he treats it like it's not a job, and he treats it like he's just having fun here, which is the best attitude he could have. But I'm sure we'll get into this. The topic being Premiere Pro. He has mastered it. He came in here not knowing it. He had a goal for the summer to learn it and to master it. And he is truly, as a full-time producer of like 4 or 5 years, I can say that he's been putting out better quality work than I have. We can get back into what you're saying, but I just had to interrupt you to say that.
No, I appreciate that. It kind of goes right into what we're going to talk about, is how long everyone has been using Premiere and how long it took them. I mean, I guess I can kind of start. Jared already kind of said it. I literally had no idea what it even was when I walked in here in day one. And then kind of realized, like, I didn't want to be the guy that had no input on anything. So, which is kind of selfish, but at the same time, like, I just wanted to have some sort of, like, I wanted to change something. So my goal learning challenge for the whole class was learning Premiere. It took me probably like a good 2 or 3 weeks to really put a clip out that I was like, okay, well, I don't really have to go ask anybody if this is good, because I just felt comfortable about it. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun process. We can get into, it doesn't matter what order we go to. It's just, kind of how long you've been using it and how long it took you to learn.
I've probably been using Premiere for, been here a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 years. I grew up using a program called Windows Movie Maker, which is like it's like a super bad program that was like used to be on HP computers or Windows computers. Grew up doing that as a kid and like in middle school and stuff. Then Final Cut, which is like an Apple only editing software, which is great. I used that it felt like my whole life, but I guess I'm older now. Like I used Final Cut like when I first started getting into professional video making, and then I learned pretty quickly that luckily Cade has learned early in his journey is that Premiere Pro is kind of the industry standard. Like if you're going to get hired somewhere, you got to know Premiere Pro. And I learned that 5 or 6 years ago, I think. And it's a pretty quick transition. If you know one, you can learn it pretty quickly. That was you that transitioned, right?
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that. Starting off on Final Cut, and probably using that for 3 years. And once I got into the real industry and doing stuff professionally, I realized how big of a killer Premiere is and how everybody knows it. I'm looking around like, all right, maybe I should learn it. And I get my first internship with a baseball program 2 summers ago, and that's when I initially like learned it and was doing clips and videos for them on Premiere, and kind of got away with it and traced back to Final Cut. And as I have moved back in and moved into Nashville for this internship especially, I started using Final Cut, and I definitely realized the big difference it is, and the workflow's a lot quicker, and I feel like it's once you get your basis down, it's easy to maneuver and stuff like that. So
yeah, in a professional setting like this, it's easy. It's best that everyone works in the same software so you can share projects. And like if you ask me questions about your project and were showing me like Final Cut or DaVinci or something like that, I wouldn't be able to answer the questions as good. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just good in the industry.
I'll go next. Yeah, so I've been using Premiere for 2, maybe 3 years now. Tried to learn Avid, which is the other media. Most places would say that Premiere and Avid are the 2 industry standards. When I really learned Premiere was a documentary that I directed, No Flex. But
self-flex.
Yeah, that was
not a big deal.
That was a bad flex. I thought I knew how to use Premiere. I had edited, smaller projects, and then we had to do a TV documentary, and me and the head editor, Carter Moore, great guy, we sat down to edit a 40-minute documentary, and that's when we learned we knew nothing about it. It's a very intricate system, and I'm saying all this to kind of emphasize how insane it is that Cade learned Premiere within a couple weeks. He cut a clip for me for the Dads podcast, and I was just kind of in awe about like the level of detail and some of the nuances that he has already gotten down that takes a lot of people, me myself, months to learn. So wanted to give a pat on the back to Cade there.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I've been in and out with Premiere for like a year now. With my old job, I was working in like a sports media space, and like we were just starting to get introduced to Premiere, doing long form video. So I did, stuff with that. But like the thing about Premiere is like you kind of learn something new about it every day. It's so intricate. And so, yeah, again, going off of what Jack said, Cade learning that in like 2 months or like a month and a half and already getting clips out. Like it took me like at least 3 weeks to really get in the groove of it. So, but yeah, it's really complicated. It's the best of the best. Everybody uses Premiere. And so, Cade learning that pretty quickly. We were all really impressed by it.
And also, like, it's like, not only that, is Cade had no prior knowledge to anything media related. Like, it's, if you have, at least you've used the editing software, that's one thing. To go into it completely blind, have not touched, whether it's Windows Movie Maker, one of these CapCut, or these basic entry level editing softwares, to move to like one of the most intricate editing softwares and learn. It's just, I can't understate how unreal that is.
Appreciate it.
Let's go.
I think one thing, like, when it comes to like how intricate it is, and I think the main thing, the reason I know it's a little bit glaze session right there a little bit, but I think I honestly learned it so fast is because there was so many other people in this office alone that like were, one, really good at it, and two, didn't care how many questions you asked them. Like, even the other interns, like, I'm pretty sure when I first started learning it, like, I was probably annoying as like really annoying.
No,
but I think like that was the biggest thing for me, was like being able to ask all of you guys like a million questions and nobody blinking an eye. So I really appreciate that. Well, I can glaze you guys a little bit on that.
The biggest thing I was bragging on you at the beginning was the questions you were asking were not like dumb questions. They're like, you weren't like, how do I cut it? Like, you know, like you were like, hey, how do I learn how to like chroma key out the green right here so I can place this, like these like things that you would be usually asking like in months down the road, or like, how do I keyframe this thing where it moves on the screen? Like, I didn't know that my first probably year of editing or 2 years of editing, I don't know. But like, yeah, it was like the questions you were asking were not dumb at all. They were like really good. Like, I mean, I just keep glazing you, but like you got it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Again, the next thing is like, I think ties into it perfectly, is like, tell us, it's asked specifically for my story, my favorite story of the process, part of the process. And obviously, like, getting your first clip posted, that was really cool. Like,
didn't it get a lot of views? Did Johnny
I don't
Knoxville
remember. There
one?
was something like Johnny Knoxville saw
yeah.
it.
So Kate, I'm sorry, I'll let you tell the story, but he saw the clip that you made about him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that
I
like
didn't know that. He did that? He saw that?
I'm pretty sure like Dana sent it to him or something. I was like, what?
Dana White, not a big deal.
Yeah. well, that's the one clip, like that. That's just why it's my favorite story. Is like, obviously, yes, it's your first clip posted, but like, I had the idea of it, and this is, I already said it. How I really learned was like, I had the idea of the clip, which is like very basic, pulling pictures and stuff, but like, I really didn't even do much other than like do it. Like, I had no knowledge. You guys, everyone was just telling me like, hey, drag this on there, make sure it doesn't show any black on the back, like when it comes in, like stuff like that. Like, the idea of the clip, I had it, but I don't think it would have been anything if I wasn't able to ask anybody. So that's kind of my favorite story, is like being able to just like integrate everyone in.
Yeah, and it made it to, like, you made a clip about a very famous movie star, and it made it to the famous movie star, and he liked it.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
No, in that
First clip.
Yeah,
first thing he's ever done.
I just need his phone number now.
But that
Then I
that
can
clip
really-
specifically, I remember Cade was upstairs and he was looking around. He was like, I feel like I'm not doing a lot for you guys. Like, I want to edit. I was like, let's freaking do it. So we set him up. We download Adobe and get it going. And I'm in his ear, like, trying to teach him a little bit of things.
Teaching me everything.
And it seemed like I turned around to work on something while we were talking about it, and I looked back over and he had it all clipped out, like all the dead space was gone in it.
Yeah.
I was just like, how did he, like, that would have took me weeks to figure out how to use all the tools and things like that.
It's pretty
It's crazy.
intimidating. Premiere's pretty intimidating.
It is.
So, like,
Yeah.
if you press one thing, a window or something can completely go away.
Cooked.
And then you feel bad. You gotta ask one of the producers. Like, I harp on Jared probably every hour about Premiere, and I've been using it for like a year and a half. So like, to learn it that quickly and it's easy to give up on too, because it's just like CapCut and all these
frustrating.
CapCut and all these other things
You.
they make it easier for you to edit, but you don't, it's not as good, and it's
You don't have
there's
as many tools.
tools and stuff. So
to
like,
make a great
Cade
product.
not giving up and getting a clip out and getting Johnny Knoxville to see it was that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know that until probably 2 weeks ago. Someone said something randomly, and I just like
I heard
his
it
name,
weirdly.
and I was like, I think I made that clip. Like,
I heard about it way after too. They were just like, Johnny saw that clip and he liked it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
crazy. So this one, like, we've been using the word glaze a lot, but I'm gonna allow for a little self glaze, not on myself, but you guys to self glaze yourselves. Of the outcomes of learning Premiere personally, and like I want you guys to tell the stories because I know like everyone has different journeys, and some people are graduated, some people aren't, some people have already had full-time jobs at different companies, and I think that the outcomes are so different with everyone in here. Obviously, at the next segment we're going to tie them all together, but yeah, I think we can just go around and say like the best outcome from learning Premiere, maybe like, oh, I have a job, or like for Jared, like, oh, I have a job and I produce all this stuff. Just in general, the best outcome.
My whole thing, like growing up, because like I've always been obsessed with like video production, video editing since I was like a kid. Was I was like, there would just be like how you probably as a kid were like, I want to play football and like make it. Like if I could get paid to play football, that would be crazy. And like my nerdy equivalent of that was like, if I can get paid to make a video, like for a living, like would be insane. And like my whole thing, I went to college, I got a marketing degree, like a minor in sales. I was pretty close to thinking that the video stuff wouldn't work out, even though I'd been chasing it like forever. But like the second like I would like get paid to make a video, I was like, that's insane. And it was like when I got my first like full-time offer in production, like to be a producer, it was just like I learned this hobby when I was a kid. I loved it the whole time. Like it's still a hobby. I still like it. It doesn't feel like work. And now like I've gotten it to a point where I make a living. It's still like, I mean, I'm only 24, but it's like, I'm just like, it blows my mind. I'm so happy that I get to do it. Cause it's like, if I gave up like in high school, then it would just be like, not that there's anything wrong with any other job. It's just like, it's just like your little like childhood dream. Like, I'm just so happy that I get to do it. It's like, I try to never get complacent or take it for granted. Cause like we're getting paid right now and we're just sitting talking. Yeah. like I'm talking into a microphone to you.
Yeah. We're not getting paid.
You are, Jared. Yeah. My journey.
Yeah. No, I to really echo him, I agree. Like growing up, like in middle school, I was a kid making YouTube videos and stuff, and I always had that little dream in the back of my head. If it wasn't baseball, it would be the video stuff, and the best outcome that came from it is probably moving back home after my first year of college. I decided that I wanted to do the video stuff more, and I did a random shoot for this random team that my friend played for, and that turned in. I made a video on Premiere and showed it to their coaches for them to post or whatever. And the next day, I get a full ride scholarship offer for making videos for the football team at the school that I go to now.
I forgot about that.
So fire, dude.
So it's crazy where stuff like this can take you, and that's probably definitely my best outcome from Premiere, and I did do it all from there. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'll quickly go into it. I was actually going into a business major at Tennessee for about 2 years. I was supply chain management. Kind of hit a crossroads where I kind of realized that like I was not happy with where it was going or like where I saw my future. And so I wanted to finish college. I was really adamant. So I always prided myself on being a good writer. That was like the one thing in school, and English and writing were a strong suit. So I switched into journalism and media at the university. And then, quickly found out that although I was enjoying the work a lot more, I didn't want to be a full-time journalist. It's a very hard occupation. You really have to love it to do it. And just kind of stumbled on video production through a class with a guy named Isaac Fowler, who shout out because he's kind of the guy that gave me start and kind of mentored me through college. Through his class, I actually got onto a documentary production, and then, like I said earlier, ended up directing it. And a big part of that is the edit, like post-production. At the end of the day, like, and this sounds like incredibly cheesy to say, but like, this is the business of storytelling. And whether you're doing a 1-minute clip or a stupid video or you're producing a podcast, like, you're always telling a story. And in that, there's 3 phases. You have your pre-production, your production, and then post. And editing is post-production. So how you edit, how you take your story that you've shot and piece it together can change and vary so much in that edit. And like your tools that you have at your disposal, that's essential to it. So overall, like Premiere for me is, in a way, learning how to edit has provided a path in this career, which, like, same as Jared and everyone else, as I've gotten into it, I realized like this is something that I didn't even realize I enjoyed so much. But as a kid, looking back, like I've always had passion in like stories, and whether it's movie, TV, or books, writing. So it's really cool to kind of hone in on a facet of that.
Yeah, kind of just to wrap it up, because everybody's kind of telling their stories. Like I was the kid with the sports editing video account at like 10 years old, was making the vines, and I had like a hockey edit page at like
beat drops.
Yeah, and I had up to like 2,000 followers. I was like, oh, I'm the man. Like this is so cool. But then I kind of went away from that, high school and college, and I went through journalism and media, same major as Jack, but I kind of hit a crossroads of, I'm really not that good at writing. Why am I a journalism major? What's going on? Because I didn't really see the other avenues. And then, junior year comes by and everybody's starting to get their internships, and it's all, business and supply chain and all these big companies. And I had a moment where I was like, what do I want to do? And I was like, I've always loved video. I love the art of storytelling through video, through everything in that whole space. And so I contacted a bunch of media companies, some big, some small, with no experience. And I actually got a chance with A to Z Sports, who they are a media outlet based in Nashville, remote. They cover the Titans, and they gave me a chance, and I got to do, summer internship with them. That turned into a part-time job, and then went to a full-time job, and I had to learn Premiere because that's the best of the best, and I learned that pretty quickly, and it took a while, but they kind of gave me the opportunity, and from there I got this internship through that. So just kind of Premiere is like something, if you want to get into this industry, you have to know it. It's intricate, but it's intricate for a reason. It's, the best of the best, and kind of tying that all around. It's like the art of storytelling, and we all had a dream, and, you gotta learn the parts of media to achieve that dream. And one of them is Premiere Pro. So.
Yeah, for sure. I think those are all like, they're not basic, but everyone has different, the difference that Premiere did for them, and how much it's brought them up from having a 2,000 follower Vine, sports editing thing, to just still being in college, like having a full ride scholarship for filming and cutting stuff for like athletics at a college. Like that's crazy. Like you have to really be talented to do that stuff. Everyone has to be really talented to do that stuff. So I think like my biggest outcome obviously is like being able to put input out for the company that I'm interning with, obviously Bussin' with the Boys. But I think just being here in general is a really good outcome from learning from it, for me at least. Like I said earlier, I mean, I don't really have to dive deeper into it, but I've had an amazing time this summer and still got 2 weeks, so we got to finish out strong. But yeah, so that's my biggest outcome. I think it also, I've said this like 4 times, I think, but it goes right into the next thing we're going to talk about is kind of what's next for everybody, because there's a lot of different avenues that an internship in this industry could take you, whether that's to a different company, because like this isn't a media company that has 100 interns a summer, and I know this is the first year they're doing it, but like you're pretty good if you're here this summer, especially if you came in as a production
about
intern.
300 applicants, 5 people made it.
Yeah, so that's insane. Like I was a general intern, so it was a lot easier for me actually, because there's so much more like talent that comes on the production side of stuff, and so much to look at when it comes to that stuff. So this next one, we're going to go around and talk about like what's next for everybody, because this won't have that big of an audience. So I don't know if the main company is going to post this at some point, but
yeah. Our company?
Yeah. Not this, but like the news. That
yeah.
This also won't be posted for another 3 weeks, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But what's next for everybody else? We might even have to hand Ryan a mic.
Yeah, we'll have to
over
get
there.
Ryan a mic.
Does that camera work?
Yeah, we'll flip it around.
Yeah.
He could just walk over here.
So
that's true.
yeah,
Because there's no
let's-
camera over there.
Come sit down, Ryan.
Let's go around. You can come sit down.
wait.
Yeah, he's got
He's got a switch.
Hey, I got
Yeah.
this. I got the sticks. It's fun.
But yeah, let's go around. and do
Demon.
what's
Demon.
next. Demon back on the
Demon
sticks.
home.
This is dangerous.
Let's go.
Come on, Ryan.
This is real dangerous.
Come tell the folks a little bit about yourself. Huh?
Demon, I got us
Yeah,
a seat, man.
Lit-
You
like
don't
go
have to sit
through
down
all
like
of it.
that
Tell us
anymore.
your story. He doesn't use
insane.
Premiere, but he does everything else. So tell us your
Big
story.
ops guy.
And then what's next? You have to end with what's next for you in your life.
What's next?
What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Nolan.
Ryan.
I'm from New Jersey. I moved here for the summer for this internship. I do operations here, so like Cade said, I do not do any editing. I don't know Premiere, but I might have to take after Cade and
Does
learn a
everything
little
else.
bit of
though.
it.
feed in?
What I might have to. I don't know. Cade
I think your
to
plate's
the
pretty
deep end.
pretty
Yeah,
full.
no,
Yeah.
he's got 3 plates
a
right
point.
now. It is not needed anymore.
So yeah, I do operations here. I sit in sponsor meetings, coordinate a lot of the logistics. Obviously, as an intern, I'm like doing that on a smaller scale compared to like our head ops guy and the big two that run it. Getting into it, I always knew I wanted to be in sports. So I went to Rutgers, majored in sport management, got an internship with the Rutgers football team. Shout out Rutgers football, chop baby.
Ethan Kaliak, man, a shout out. I'm putting that in there. He'll never see this video.
Shout out Ethan. Yeah, so I was an operations intern there. That was just a whole lot of like game day logistics stuff, practice setup, set down, breakdown, traveling logistics, and then they offered me to stay on after graduation, so I did that full time. And then I applied for this internship as an operations intern. I got it. And, yeah, it's been an awesome month and a half out of the 2 months. Everybody here has been amazing. I know I don't do any editing stuff, but everybody is, like, okay with that. Like, I don't feel any sort of way that I don't. Everyone else does. So I think that's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got here. You want me to start the next section?
Okay, we needed Jared.
We need to pump his tires a
I
little
would
bit.
say.
Yeah,
Brian's
because
the reason that we can just sit and do nothing but edit.
Literally.
Because he covers every other facet and does so much in operations.
Yeah.
Kid's an
So-
animal.
there's a story that I'm
Absolute
going to tell because
dog.
we got to tell a story. So the shop, when we got here, was going through some renovations, and they had just switched big sponsors. Bussin' with the Boys had just switched big sponsors, and, like, it wasn't a mess, but it was, like, very unorganized, if that kind of makes sense. Like, everything was in a spot, but it wasn't – you didn't need it there anymore. And we got tasked – Ryan got tasked with spearheading, like, cleaning the entire office. There's 2 buildings, huge buildings, taking everything out that we're not sponsored by anymore, that we don't want anymore or don't need anymore. And, like I said, it was a lot because they were with their other sponsor for a long time. So it was anything that had that branding on it had to go. And it was like, if anybody knows anything about media companies or any sort of company really, like, all you do is just get merch. Like, all you do is just get stuff to put up. And it was, like, ridiculous. So, Ryan, if you want to talk a little bit about that, everybody can chop in a little bit if they want to. But, like, that week was insane how well you did with that.
Yeah, Ryan was being an asshole.
That's
Yeah, I was kind of tasked, like they said, spearheading it as, like, the operations guy, which makes sense. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. We have, like, a storage closet that kind of had to get emptied out and reorganized. Our entire production set, like Cade said, all the sponsorship stuff. I'm trying to think of what else.
I mean, just moving everything.
Yeah, just getting everything
amount of
around,
stuff that had to
figuring
so
out
much
we
with
would
only
get
being
there.
here, like, we've all only been here at this point, not even a month, I don't think. And figuring out, like, what do we think can get thrown out?
Yeah, because you have to think about it. It's like it's not just camera equipment; it's props. There's a whole studio
Yeah.
with a set back there.
Costume
So like
props.
costume
the amount
props,
of
everything.
random stuff that
Random.
comes to this office.
Yeah.
I saw something where someone shipped Taylor a bunch of gummy bears.
Yeah.
It's a big pack full of, like, candy, and that's just, like, daily stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about like how much constant stuff is sent here,
Yeah.
and like you
Oh,
gotta
it's- yeah, it's
you gotta
insane.
throw it out, and
a lot
then,
of it's
like,
cool too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like you don't want to throw it out, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It was-
So Ryan took over that, absolutely killed it. He doesn't get enough credit for it. I mean, there's a lot more space in here, and it was under construction too. So trying to manage that.
And everybody else helped me, too. This was not just me. I mean, like, yeah, I did lead it and, like, delegate responsibilities to people, but, like,
Oh, he delegated.
if they weren't so capable and responsible, I would have had a lot harder of a time trusting them and relying on them to, like, do their part. So I think that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean,
I
it was a
think-
lot of fun. Obviously, like, there was a lot of stuff to get done, and I was worried that it
Ryan
might
was
not
stressed.
get done just in the beginning, you know, being, like, pessimistic a little bit about it, being nervous. But, I mean, it all got done, and
Yeah.
we all did a great job. So
I think before we move on to what's next for everybody, I think one thing is, like, when you're in a leadership role like he was that week and has been really for all of us all all summer. It's really hard when you have people that are your same age that like we're all interns. Like not one of us was a full-time guy, so no one really had like that power. There was no power structure, and like
We're all the same age, like
Right, that's what
23, 22, 21, 19.
the fact that
Ouchies.
he was able to like
20.
delegate everything without pissing somebody off really is like, it was really cool to see, because like obviously all of us at some point in our life have tried to do that, and it was like
Egos
it
come
did
into
not.
play.
Egos come into play. Like it was really good. So there's a glaze to Ryan, that's for sure.
I gotta say one thing, and this is like shout out to Jared and for picking such a good group of dudes. Like
Yeah.
I don't think one of us have had butted heads really or an argument, and like
No.
the fact that we all get along, say the same kind of jokes and like joking around and everything. Like props to Jared, and just like fate has it, like it was just incredible 2 months, and like I've never met just a better group of dudes,
Yeah.
especially to work with.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I can that fifth time maybe that goes right into what we were going to talk about next is like props to Jared, because I'm just going to do it all at the same time and then you all can give your opinions on it. Props to Jared. This guy went, other than the two that are still in school, which is me and Cheese, this guy went 3 for 3 with full-time hires on internships this summer. So props to Jared. That was amazing. Picked the best group of guys he could. I had a great time this summer. So maybe with that being said, like let's go in a circle, talk about I don't know what it means. Like you don't have to like do too much crazy stuff, but
What it means to like what get
to get the full-time job, like did you obviously of course you expected it, but
No, I mean, yeah, I was getting a little nervous. Not gonna lie, I was getting a little anxious, but yeah, we all got offered today. Cheese got contracted while he's still in college. Cade's playing ball, but always has a role here, and so it's just special the rest of us, because we're graduated out of college. I didn't have much after this. Kind of put all my eggs in one basket.
Worked
So
why not?
But yeah, it means a lot to me. I mean, it's a family here, and I truly like when I was a month in, and this is funny. Like when we got like basically the week off for 4th of July, or like we worked for 2 days. Like when they said that, I got pissed because I wanted to work,
Yeah.
and that will never happen to me ever anywhere else.
And like you miss the people
yeah,
you worked with.
you
too.
miss people you work
Yeah.
with, and like it's like when they were like, yeah, like we're only working 2 days. I was like, dude, I'm kind of mad. I was like, I want to be in here with the fellas, and like, next day we all went to the movie theater together, and like that's just like shows you how much of a family it is over here. So yeah, I mean, to get the offer, I'm truly blessed and just like thankful for everything that played out, and I'm ready to continue to work and step it up, constantly step it up, because in the media business, like you're in and you're out, and so like you always have to have new ideas, create, and never be satisfied with your work, I think. So.
Yeah. You're only as good as your last work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be staying on as the producer for the Dads, the podcast that I worked on. Yeah, man, it's just been super, super awesome from the day we walked in. I remember, like, because me and Matt knew each other because we were in classes and mutual friends.
Literally
in
last
Tennessee.
fall we had a class together,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
And I remember after, like, 2 or 3 days, I remember talking to Matt, and I was like, this is so sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's cool, man, to walk into a place that you get to work with a bunch of great guys who all have similar interests, and we're all doing something. We're creating content in a world that is just really cool. You get to meet a lot of awesome people who come in.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, there we go.
We would
See,
go an hour and a
he
half
couldn't,
if we
he
got into
couldn't
that.
help himself. But yeah, it's just sick, man. I'm super excited. Like Matt said, keep stepping it up. You're only as good as your last project and last work. So only up and up and up from here.
Jeez.
Well,
Yours a little different.
yeah, I'm a little different. I am still in school.
He's only 20, not a big deal.
Yeah, I got 2 more years left.
Youngin.
So I got the opportunity to continue to work for Bussin', contracted out. So just continue to do my editing and stuff on the road and while I'm back home. So I couldn't be more ecstatic, super grateful, and I can't wait to work with you guys again.
You gotta take a couple
dude. It's
Nashville.
so crazy.
There's gonna be some Nashville trips. He'll be back.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
kid will
mean,
be back up
yeah.
here.
The kid will be back.
A time or two. But
Besides
yeah.
Cade,
maybe
being
catch a Vandy game.
a football player, like
Thanks.
what were you doing at 1920?
I can't say.
I mean,
He was probably on a sidewalk
it's
somewhere.
I can't say.
Unreal.
Yeah, to pump
Matt's-
Cheese's tires a little bit. Like when I was,
19.
we all thought Cheese was like 23. Jared, you want to pan the Cheese real quick and see what he looks like? I thought he was my age. So yeah, just meeting Cheese and me and Jack talked about this with you, like, or not with you. We were talking behind your back, but we were saying that we're like, he is so mature beyond his years. It's incredible. You know how you've adapted. I mean, what Cheese? You didn't even know Premiere really. Like you were doing Final Cut, right?
Yeah,
so
I was mainly Final Cut.
So him adapting, him moving to a brand new city, on his own at 19 years old, working an internship with a bunch of. I mean, Cade, you're again wise beyond you. You're 21, right? You got everybody acts like they're way older than they are in a good way, and like. Everybody, like, you know, we get to live here. We're at home with our parents, but like these guys are all on their own, and so
Shout out, Mom and Dad.
Oh, yeah, I guess I just exposed I love my parents.
Nice boys.
Yeah,
but
me and Ryan are out here struggling.
But yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable, Cheese. So props to you and Ryan too, just moving, you know, over, you know, hours away to come to Nashville is pretty sweet. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So what's next? I have also been offered and accepted a full-time position here, which I am thrilled. Title to be determined.
Him.
Some type of
Operations 2.0.
Joe Burrow, him.
Yeah, I guess a little
type.
Batman Robin kind of thing with you and Clump.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm psyched. I actually can't wait. I think it's also going to be a really fun time of year to start full-time with football season coming up, being that's like what we thrive in.
It's our brand. Yeah. Is that
Everybody?
Yeah, I think that's
Cool.
everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you guys. Thank everybody for sitting in on this. I know this is like a one-time thing.
Shout out Premiere.
Happy to do it for you, brother.
Yeah, shout out
course.
Premiere, right? Thank you to my teachers. I don't know how many will be watching this. Hopefully it's a lot of you. This is supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes. It's been 38. But I do work for a podcast studio, and you asked for podcasts, so podcast. I'm excited for presentation day because of that. Yeah, appreciate it.
Go Balls.
Go Commodores.
Go Balls.
Go Commodores.
M-I-Z.